Okay, awesome. Hey, everybody watching the playback. So my name is Tiana, and I am recording this for the second time because the first time I went on, I did not have my mic on, and I was just talking to myself in silence. But let me go ahead and share my screen so we can get started. I have something in my tube. Okay, so I'm going to start with my bio that is on my website page, tianacat.com, just so to share about myself. So, my main goal in life is embodiment and liberation. My name is Tiana Lene, and my Sankapa is freedom. I exist to liberate. So, Sankalpa is a Sanskrit word that relates to your life purpose and mission. And I learned that in my 200-hour teacher training back in 2022. Let me see. Was it 2022? Okay, I don't know. I thought this page would have it. But I think it was 2022 that I got certified, and we were asked to come up with one word to describe our life's purpose and soul mission, not just only as yoga teachers, but something that we embody just throughout life, through existing. And so the part I exist to liberate um, is my mission. So by when people see me, I know that my goal is I want them to see that they too can feel free in their bodies. They too can feel free in their creativity. And I'm getting a call from Crispy. Okay, the link that I sent you is the registration page, and then you should get an email after that with the link to the Zoom. Okay. So yeah, basically when people see me, I want them to see that I'm free within my expression, my body, my life, and I want that freedom that I embody to be a signal that you too can be liberated. So, yay, we got Mr. Grishby in the chat. I just got started because I began the recording without my mic being on, and I had to log off. So yeah, you didn't miss anything.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yes, I can. My name is Tiana Lene, Liberate, so
Okay,
forth, so
perfect.
forth.
Okay, perfect. I am go ahead and mute. That way I think it can spotlight back on this page. Um, we'll see afterwards. Okay, but basically, I am just reading my bio to talk about myself and let everybody know who I am. For those who haven't really worked with me or don't really know me, NIRL. Tianacat is my persona as an artist. With yoga, I bring mindfulness, embodiment, and flow into the world of pole dance, burlesque, and sensual movement. My performances and teachings serve as a reminder that sensuality and spirituality are not mutually exclusive. My work is an invitation to explore your own power and generate your own unique frequency. I help to anchor authenticity in a holistic connection to the body. I inspire others to move with purpose, grace, and power, informed by my own experience as both a mother and postpartum doula. My pre and postnatal yoga practice is a sacred offering for both mother and baby. I create a nurturing space that fosters spiritual connection, healing, and empowerment during the profound transitions of motherhood. So that I use this bio to show all what I will be working with and within during our time together in the Artist Way book club. And just reading that alone, I feel like I am going to have a lot to cover. So I express my creativity through yoga. I express my creativity through pole dance, burlesque, sensual movement. One thing that I find hilarious is that I didn't put music, and music is something that I'm the most passionate about, but I have the most resistance to putting out for some reason. So, with our 12 weeks together, my goal is to put out my music. That way, on my bio, I'm not just an artist, I'm a musical artist. I am a yoga artist and all these things. So another thing that I wanted to point out is reading that I felt really cringe because I can tell that this was written in a way that I'm trying to like make a selling point informed by my own experience as both a mother and postpartum doula, blah 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 blah. Like that type of languaging, I can tell that I'm trying to be like, hey, if you were to get a service from me, this is what you would expect, which I know that that is what people expect when they visit your bio page, when they visit your website. But what I'm really wanting it to be instead, like the feeling that I'm wanting to embody, especially going through um, this creative recovery with y'all, is having having a elevator pitch or a bio that flows a lot more and doesn't have this feeling of, oh, I'm trying to prove anything to you, but at the same time still letting you know all what I cover, all what I do, all what I'm available for. And also getting comfortable in general with just sharing what it is that I do and not feeling cringe about that either. Because I do find it silly to just walk into a room and then you just expect people to know what you do. Um, yeah, so I don't feel like that's wise. And I don't know if anybody who will be doing the book club with us, I don't know if y'all are anything like me, but I want to use this time to just get more comfortable talking about what I do, showcasing what I do. Um, because I feel like every year we talk about, oh, this is the year we're no longer playing small and stuff like that. But I really feel like that is heavy, heavy, heavy uh on me this year. Like even leading up to this recording, I had so much resistance. And what's crazy is that my whole day has fit around being even able to sit down and start the Zoom call. So it's my own inner resistance that I am needing to work through. And I know that Julia covers that in the book, which I'm really excited for. Um, so this is my second time doing the Artist's Way. Last year, 2025, I can't believe that was last year. Mr. Grishby hosted the Artist Way 12-week creative recovery over Zoom, and it was a lot of fun to be able to just meet up with a group of artists every week um, and really commit to the creative recovery. Um, and Grishby, are you available to speak a little bit on your experience?
Yeah, great intro, by the way. Um,
Thank you.
Absolutely. During I think my response is going to stem from what you said. Like, this is the year. This is like I gotta do it big. So, 2025 was that year for me. It wasn't anything outwardly that I needed to do. Similar to plant life, I just needed to plant the seed. So that's personally why I chose to not only cultivate a space for artists to come to, which we use for the book club, but just personally, I really needed a space so I can just get rooted and get planted. So having like minded people around me, that was the way that I nourished and watered like my inner child, which is the book will get into all of those details. But ultimately, you mentioned this is the year 2025. I just wanted to reintroduce this who I am today to the real version of myself that I see myself becoming. So that's what the book does or did for me. And that's pretty much what I wanted to really just like reconnect with my true inner artist because I feel like I just got so detached from it, just kind of keeping up in regular life, that I started to not be creative at all. So that's my tidbit that I would like to share.
That's so good. Yeah, I do feel like sometimes the day-to-dayness of everyday life can sometimes take you away from the artist, but I feel like that's why we got to supplement it with the creative act because it's called the creative act, a way of being. And um that is another thing that I wanted to talk about is how exactly are we going to integrate the creative act into the artist's way? But first, before I hop into that, just want to go over exactly what we're doing, just to be clear. Um, so the link that I've been sending y'all is from my blog right here. Join us as we journey through 12 weeks of creative recovery with the Artist Way and Rick Rubin's The Creative Act. With the Artist Way, we'll work together to recognize creative blockages and restore our God-given duty to create beauty in the world. Paired with Rubin's philosophy, we'll use his book as a reference for some of the deeper topics in philosophy that we explore as a supplement to the Artist's Way. This book circle starts on Monday, April 20th, and today we're having the info session. So I just wanted everybody to join the info session today just so we can just decide exactly on the time because right now the time is kind of up in the air, but so far it's looking like 6:30. Central time is a good time. The classes will be on Zoom, and this will be a 12-week thing. We're going to be so committed to the process. And so, one idea that I had for integrating the creative act um, into the work that we're doing with the artist way is basically using the creative act as a reference. So, for example, if let's go to the creative act on here on Spotify. I did also want to cover um, what we'll need for the book club. So you will need the books, of course, but if you don't have the physical copies of the book, of course you can order them on Amazon. The song you sent me, Crispy. You can order them on Amazon or you can get the audiobooks off of Audible or Spotify Premium if you have it. So, yeah, so as we go through each week for the Artist Way, we can use certain keywords to jump around through the creative act. So that's pretty much the idea that I had. Um, I can even see us the first week of the Artist Way reading maybe like the first three the first three chapters, because I feel like they go well with the beginning of the Artist Way and week one. And each chapter for the creative act is about 2 minutes long on audiobook. I definitely recommend The Artist Way as an audiobook as well, especially if you're super busy like me and you don't really have time to sit down in quietude and read the book. Um, the audiobook comes in handy where the physical books are best. The physical books come in best for when you are, for example, reading the creative act. The way that the stanzas are structured, um, they're specifically designed to fit whatever Rick Rubin is talking about. So some stanzas are really short, and I feel like visually it's good to see the shape that the words are creating for each of the chapters in the creative act. So if you are able to get the physical book for the creative act, that's going to be one of the coolest things about that book is that you get to see the shape of each chapter. And then for the Artist Way comes in handy as a physical book because um, there will be basically prompts for you to complete. And so while you can listen to the prompts on your Audible book and maybe write them down as you hear them, sometimes as you're working through certain prompts, you want to go back and be able to put your finger on it and like follow each step. So that's where the physical book comes in handy there. But yeah, that is pretty much uh what you need for the book circle that we're gonna be doing. I feel like again, like we're all pretty much set on 6:30s Central Time, Monday being our time together. I expect each session to be and about an hour to an hour and 30 minutes, depending on if like a lot of people have a lot of stuff to share and stuff like that. But other than that, I'm so excited. One thing that I really want to make sure that I do this go around, I really want to make sure that I am doing my artist dates because I would do my artist dates and I wouldn't really like be standing on business with my artist dates like how I know I can. And for me, that is doing stuff alone because I can do things alone, but I need to make sure that for certain things that I am 100% completely alone because there are certain messages and certain things that you absorb while you are doing your artist date that can only be done when you're alone. Another thing that I want to make sure that I do is the Julia has us doing collages. Basically, she'll be like, go through a magazine, find pictures of the life that you want to live, put it on a piece of paper or whatever, whatever. Like I did not do a lick of that when we did it last year. So I want to make sure that I do at least one of those. And another thing that I want to make sure that I do I really, I am so determined to do my morning pages every single day for the next 12 weeks. And something that I am committed to doing is reading my morning pages. There was a lot of prompts about reading the morning pages, going back and reading and seeing like your certain patterns and stuff like that, but I did not do that. Um, it got to a certain point within the recovery that I kind of just started to lose focus. But because it's my second round doing this and I know what to look for, my weak spots, um, I'm committed to doing those things. So I'm even going to go back and watch this recording to see exactly what I said about what it is that I'm going to implement this time. And another goal of mine is I would like for each of us to share our goals. And that's also what I was hoping that we could accomplish in the discovery call, but I know that I let y'all know last minute. But I want to be able to discuss our goals um artistically. That way we can hold each other accountable and make sure that we're doing it. Um so one goal for me is to put out some music. Like I got so many songs. Like I'm sitting on so many songs. And it's time to put it out. It's time to put music videos out for them. Um, it's really time to share my music. And then also, I need to go back into the studio. I need to start recording songs off my phone again instead of waiting until I have a studio session and stuff like that. So, really getting into the flow of doing that. So, I'm excited to be doing this recovery again. I have so much resistance to being the host for it and having to be responsible every single Monday. But I'm also at the point to where it's just like, okay, it's time to be responsible. Like I can't I don't like how my life is going not being responsible, so let's try being responsible and seeing how that works out. So, um yeah, I'm excited to for all of us to be working together, sharing together. And yeah, Grishby, do you have anything that you want to add?
Yeah, I like that. I would just like to piggyback on the accountability part. And I want to put like a very gentle cushion around it too. You want to put out the music, you want to make music videos. I'm in favor of that. And I would love to, maybe this is a personal task for you, but it's just like, what does the bridge look like for doing that? Because like how you had resistance of doing today, but it's like you had to show it because you had already made the email and we had to subscribe to it by submitting our information. So whatever that looks like, I would also just love for just a small little amount of space for everybody to go around. Like, hey, I'm just using you for example. I'm Tianacat. I want to put on a music video, things like this. Because I know when you say like, well, when do you want to put it out? That can feel so heavy, but I would love for everyone just to be honest and straightforward. I want to put it out in July when we wrap up and things like that. And for there to be some kind of accountability, like, hey, just follow, even if the book club is still going on or aftermath, I would just love for some kind of follow up method or concept to be there to just really follow through with that accountability. So that's what I wanted to add in.
And what are you gonna be? What art form are you going to be, or what are you recovering um through this?
I love that. Mine is going to be modeling. So my goal is to create a modeling portfolio, and the big accomplishment or goal task, as Julia says, will be to actually do the submissions because the concepting, the photo shoot, the prep work, all of that comes very easily for me, though the putting it to the completion of it and then submission, those are my two big things that I want to do. So following July 6th, I would love to give myself maybe to the end of July to have that done, like a completed portfolio. Not really focused on how many pages, but just completed, printed out, and digital with the correct, requirements to do submission. So that's mine.
I love that. I also want to add modeling to my creative bucket as well.
Yeah.
I when I go on my Facebook and go back like 12 years ago, I see how hard I was going, and then Instagram happened and it messed with my self-esteem. And also fashion wasn't as inclusive as it is now either. So there's just there's so much happening and there's so much access that we have now more than ever. So it's definitely time to take advantage of all these things. So I'm excited to for all of us to be working together to really get grounded, get real in using our powers for good and like putting it out there, putting ourselves out there and really get do our God-given duty as creatives.
I absolutely love that, and I'm very excited for that as well.
Also, I want to mention that The Creative Act is a very alchemical book. People know that the create like if you've read The Creative Act, I mean, if you've read The Artist's Way, people already know that that's a very spiritual book. But I also want people to know that The Creative Act is a very alchemical book. Um, uh, as a, I don't want to say occultist, but as somebody who studies the esoteric, you can even look at the cover of the Creative Act and see the sun symbol and know that, okay, we're working with alchemical symbols. And so the Creative Act is an alchemical cookbook. And so one of the things that I'm looking forward to also is when this book club is completed, all of those who were able to resonate with the Creative Act being an alchemical book, I want us to take it up a notch and read the Hermetic Marriage of Art and Alchemy because that book is such a game changer. Um, because it really goes into the alchemical process um, in alchemy as we know it as like an esoteric science. But yeah, we'll get into that later. But yeah, so we'll be meeting on Monday at 6:30 and hopefully you guys are all able to catch this recording and have everything that you need for Monday. And I'm excited to get started. All right, signing off. Thank you.